Strength and how it's affecting our weather by watching Today in New York. Starting
this morning, the wind and the waves are building along North Carolina's Outer Banks. NBC's Robert Hager joins us again from Nags Head, North Carolina. Bob, what's it like there?
Well, good morning, Matt. We've got a pretty stiff breeze, as you can see. We've had no rainfall yet. The storm isn't expected to come in until overnight. In fact, it may not be until early tomorrow morning, reaching the coast about Cape Hatteras and then maybe sliding north along the coast. Meantime, there have been mandatory evacuations. More than 100,000 people leaving North Carolina's Outer Banks areas. And officials expect a double hit, not only from damage, they also lose $4 million a day in tourism. The storm is creating havoc all up and down the East Coast, and here's more from NBC's Kenley Jones in Wrightsville Beach, North Carolina.
The beach is closed to swimmers.
The potential danger of this huge storm's punch was telegraphed by powerful currents, which have swept several swimmers to their death.
All of the guards did an excellent job pulling out over 150 people, assisting them to the shore out of rip currents.
Many Wrightsville Beach residents were mindful of the destruction left by Hurricane Hugo along the South Carolina coast in 1989, have quickly taken steps to protect their homes.
Boarding up for the hurricane.
If you've been through one before, you'll prepare for it. If not, you probably don't.
Just got a shipment of water. Just got a shipment of spring water.
Grocery stores here have been clogged with shoppers buying hurricane supplies, especially water.
The water's in case my power goes out and I don't have any running water.
Been like this since about 9 o'clock this morning.
Essential supplies will become even harder to come by as Felix comes closer. Kenley Jones, NBC News, Wrightsville Beach, North Carolina.
The question now whether this storm will intensify as it reaches the coast and gets energy from those warm coastal waters, and whether it may stall and pound the Outer Banks further. Matt?
Bob Hager in Nags Head this morning.
It's just all voluntary. At noon, we'll make a formal decision whether to make people leave.
So you might yet have mandatory evacuations today?
Yes, I expect something along the lines of noon to make that decision.
How prepared are you and the town for Felix's arrival?
This city is prepared. We are working very closely with our fire department, our EMS service. We've been preparing for this for a number of years, and if it happens, we're ready, and we just hope it won't happen.
Are you also counting on the military in the area to be of some assistance to you?
Yes, we have talked to Admiral Moses at the Naval Base, and he's offered all the help he can give us.
They're talking storm surges along your beaches of somewhere upwards of 9 feet. Have you ever seen anything like that in that area before?
Unfortunately, I have. Back in 1963, we had an Ash Wednesday storm that had that type of surge, and basically the Atlantic Ocean took over Atlantic Avenue, and it was terrible.
Give us an idea of what that means, Atlantic Avenue. How far inland are we talking about?
That is the main highway right off the resort strip. It's about 5 miles long, and more than half of it was underwater in 1963.
So storm surges of 9 feet would devastate your coastline there?
Absolutely.
All right. Vice Mayor Sessoms, thank you so very much.
Thank you.
Many beaches along the East Coast are closing as Felix makes its way towards shore. Among the hazards being created by the storm are riptides. William Kiley is head of lifeguard services in Virginia Beach. Mr. Kiley, good morning.
Good morning.
We have a graphic prepared. As it rolls, can you describe for us what a riptide is?
Well, a riptide is nothing more than a strong wave going into the ocean and then into the shore. And basically what occurs is the water comes back out from the beach to the ocean in like a funnel type of movement.
How does that differ then from an undertow?
An undertow basically pulls someone underneath. A rip current basically pushes someone out towards the ocean, which usually makes a swimmer panic.
Why are rips and undertows necessarily more prevalent during hurricane season?
Well, because first of all, the different factors, like with Felix, it's causing different currents to occur. Normally, not what we see here at the oceanfront. We have permanent rip currents, and then we have these type of moving rip currents. This is a little different with Felix.
Can I assume that you have already closed off all of your beaches?
That's correct, Brian. We've closed the beaches as of 2 days ago from swimming, and so we try and keep everyone out of the water area totally.
You expecting the worst?
Yes, we are.
All right. William Kiley, thank you so very much, sir. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Coming up on 12 past the hour, when we come back, we'll talk of the OJ trial.
However, it's doing it much slower than it had been. This is the latest from the National Weather Service, a close-in view of Felix, and you can see those winds now and the clouds working their way along the coast. 125 miles west-northwest of Cape Hatteras. The winds right now, 80 miles per hour, still not a big hurricane as far as power. It's a Category 1 hurricane, but the tropical force winds extend out 290 miles from the center of the storm. It's moving west-northwest at about 12 miles per hour, but its forward motion is slowing up. Right now, the best possibility for landfall right around Cape Hatteras, where it's at a high risk. However, moderate risk extends just to about Atlantic City. We, for the most part in the tri-state area, in the low landfall area, but we still have to keep an eye on it. We continue to have tropical storm warnings for the Jersey shoreline. Reason for that, we've got a big storm system, a low pressure area basically, which is what Hurricane Felix is, and it is whipping around those winds in a counterclockwise direction, plus a strong pressure gradient, big area of high pressure from the Ohio Valley into the Canadian Maritimes, bringing and pushing that surf right up against the ocean, right up against the shoreline. And so we're looking right along for big problems along the shoreline of New Jersey and Long Island. So there are tropical storm warnings in effect for the coast of New Jersey. We also have heavy surf and small craft advisory warnings out for Long Island and New Jersey as well. This is going to be a problem for at least the next 36 hours. We'll continue to monitor it for you, and of course we'll have complete team coverage beginning on 5 o'clock with Live at 5. I'm Al Roker, live in the News 4 Weather Center.
This has been a special report.
Residents who have not yet evacuated. The big storm is practically stalled at sea, but it's making plenty of waves, big ones in North Carolina. Islanders who ignored the evacuation order boarded their windows and braced for the worst. And crashing waves mean a dangerous undertow on the Jersey shore. Tides could reach 4 feet above normal tonight. Swimming is out of the question. On Long Island, the big worry is floodwaters breaching the barriers. Everyone remembers the damage from past storms of this magnitude. Al Roker's tracking the storm and has the latest. Al?
Well, thanks a lot, Sue. And you had it right when you said it is just about stalled. This system has not moved all that much from 11 a.m. this morning, working its way toward the Carolina coast. But now that it's gotten fairly close, it has almost hit a dead standstill for all intents and purposes. This is the latest. 125 miles east-southeast of Cape Hatteras. Still has 80-mile-per-hour winds, but it is only moving to the west-northwest at 5 miles per hour. Practically a standstill. And as you can see here, not really a defined eye of the system, so that's kind of caved in on itself. So we're just watching it now. You can see the clouds have worked their way into the Cape Hatteras coastline. Showers are also starting to fall there. But the latest from the National Hurricane Center, they have upped the amount of percentage of a possible landfall for the New York area. It's only about 10 to 12%, but we are now in the moderate range. The highest point still down along Cape Hatteras. Now, as far as our area, we have tropical storm warnings. That's the worst we got right now. However, we also have heavy surf and small craft advisories for the New Jersey shoreline and the Long Island shoreline as well. We'll tell you why and how much longer we think that Hurricane Felix is going to hang around and cause problems for our beaches in the area. Matt?
Thanks very much. From the Carolinas to Long Island, people are preparing for the fury of Felix. News 4 has reporters all over the eastern seaboard. New Jersey reporter Ben Farnsworth is in Atlantic City. Long Island reporter M.G. Perez is in Long Beach, and Joe Avalar is in Nags Head, North Carolina. And let's start with Joe right now.
The storm has been stirring up pounding seas that have already eroded beaches, flooded streets. Hurricane flags are up. Emergency crews are preparing for the worst.
There's no question that these storms can do incredible damage. But the major problem that we face in emergency management is the unpredictability. You just don't know what they're going to do.
An estimated 200,000 people have already fled the Outer Banks for higher ground.
Are you going to stay or are you going to go?
No, we're going.
Those who stayed are bracing for Felix's arrival.
I can't hold my roof on if it blows off, and I'm more concerned with wind than I am with water.
I need a price.
I live up here on the north end of the island. I'm surrounded by forest. I just got to worry about a tree falling on the house. So my next stop is to get some gas from a chainsaw. Propane, tape. Always need a lot of tape for the windows.
That was Joe Avalar reporting. A tropical storm warning remains in effect for the Jersey Shore, where swimming remains off limits because of the dangerous riptides. Let's go live to Ben Farnsworth in Atlantic City, and that's where the storm will be felt first in our area, we assume. Ben?
Sue, it hasn't been a bad day weather-wise. Oh, we've had a little bit of overcast and some drizzle on and off all day, but it really hasn't been troublesome, with one exception. Some very big waves and riptides all over the place. This is some very mean water out there. It is a staggering show of force, the power of the sea smashing into the shore, telling all who wanted to watch that Felix is out there somewhere. In this gambling town, they're taking odds that the hurricane won't come close, but even hundreds of miles away, the foreboding of Felix is seen in the surf. You're afraid of the water?
Yes, I wouldn't go in that water, but I want to take pictures home to show my family.
Just in case, they fortified the artificial dune that protects the boardwalk from the angry surf. The party was over for the beach cabanas. Anything that wasn't nailed down got moved inland. Atlantic City's emergency management team met to plot a course in case Felix changes course. Still, the wind and the waves will tear away the beach.
With the waves that they're forecasting, 10 to 15 foot, we could have some substantial damage along our ocean front. But
that's not good at all. Consult our latest.
They don't like the forecast, which says Felix could sit off the Carolinas till Friday. That would pummel New Jersey with wind and a lot of water. Coastal flooding would be inevitable. And then there's an uh-oh.
And the uh-oh is, where's it going to go from there? Anywhere at once.
Today, the word lifeguard has real meaning. The surf is truly life-threatening. The beach patrol made sure that nobody tried to wade into the water and meet this storm head-on.
Our lifeguard tent right here is shaking. You can feel it coming through the foundation. That is an awesome feeling. Looking out, seeing these things break, and when you sit there and all of a sudden the whole thing starts shaking, it lets you know who's in charge. Mother Nature. You don't play with Mother Nature.
And there is one fatality related to Felix. The body of a 17-year-old surfer was pulled from the water off Deal, New Jersey. That was Monday night, and it shows you how dangerous this surf can be. What's the next worry here in Atlantic City? A 1 a.m. tonight high tide. If the water from the 12:30 high tide today stays in, this water comes in on top of it, we could have some coastal flooding. Live in Atlantic City, I'm Ben Farnsworth. Matt?
All right, Ben, thanks very much. We wish the people down there good luck. The danger on the south shore of Long Island is, of course, flooding. Barrier islands like Long Beach could be in peril. Long Island reporter MG Perez is there live now. MG?
Matt, for the first time since the rough surf began, Long Beach was officially closed for swimming today. As you can see behind me, the surf is still pretty rough here this afternoon. Even if Felix continues on his current course, authorities here expect some kind of side effects. Remember, Long Beach is a barrier designed to protect a part of Long Island's South Shore. A young surfer found out the hard way this afternoon just how much power Hurricane Felix is punching. He was slammed into the rocks by the rough surf.
A wave came in, and wave kind of stopped. Got off the back of the wave, and behind him, 4 more waves came in. He got stuck on the inside. Whitewater came, picked him up, threw him on top of the jetty.
The injured surfer is expected to survive. Meanwhile, dozens of other thrill seekers won't stop searching for the perfect wave off Long Beach.
This is the best thing that's ever happened to me. More waves, the better. Every day it's been getting better and better. And I don't know, supposedly it's going to hit land, so that might kill the waves, and that'll kill all the fun.
Almost 55,000 people live on this barrier island, which includes Long Beach, Atlantic Beach, Lido Beach, and Point Lookout. Authorities in all these communities are working together on evacuation plans, just in case Felix changes his mind about the mid-Atlantic states.
We still watch it and monitor it, because even if it makes landfall there, will it bounce up northwards? Will it go inland? We don't know. So until we know, we watch and wait, and we remain prepared.
That goes for most of the island's boaters, too. Today, most boats are either tied up or staying within the protection of Reynolds Channel.
Together, it was about 10-foot swells, white caps going right across the whole inlet. So we're going to stay here until this hurricane goes the other way, I hope.
Long Beach surfers are willing to ride whatever comes along. And we're back live now. The surfing continues here off of Long Beach. As in New Jersey, the moment of truth will come at the next high tide, which is expected here sometime after midnight. Reporting live from Long Beach, I'm MG Perez, News 4 Long Island. Matt, back to you.
MG, thank you very much. Later on Live at 5, we'll tell you how the hurricane is affecting Amtrak service. And Al will be back with an update on
Atlantic City. Now, we said that for sure. Is that the case?
No. No, that's not the case. What we're looking at, though, is that it could possibly, possibly, it's always a possibility, yeah. We're in the moderate range, which is still fairly low, but still can't quite rule it all out. Let's take a look, show you what's going on right now. 90 degrees and mostly sunny skies. Our winds currently are coming out of the east at 9 miles per hour, 52% the relative humidity, barometer 29.94, and it is falling. High for the day, 91. Our overnight low, it's gone. So let's take a look. Our latest on Hurricane Felix. I guess there was a big bug crawling. They didn't want you to see the bug. Anyway, right now, we've got it not moving very much. It's 150 miles east-southeast, Cape Hatteras, 80-mile-per-hour winds, west-northwesterly at 12 miles per hour. And right now, tropical storm warnings in effect. Hurricane watch, as you can see. Hurricane warnings, though, along the North Carolina coast. Tropical storm warnings along the New Jersey shoreline. Here's what we've got as far as the projected track as we see it right now. By tomorrow afternoon, it'll be just to the north of Cape Hatteras, still not making landfall. Friday, 2 p.m., it's up near Norfolk. By Saturday at 2 p.m., it is inland, a tropical storm. But we still are not quite sure that's exactly what's going to happen because the storm has come almost to a dead stop. Right now, here's why we've been getting so much rough weather along our shoreline of New Jersey and Long Island. There's the storm. Basically, one big low-pressure system. We also have high pressure from the Ohio Valley into the Canadian Maritimes. The difference between the two systems, a pressure gradient. We have a very strong gradient. Winds coming in from the southeast. And that's creating very heavy surf. The water has nowhere to go, so it crashes up against the shoreline, and that's why things are so rough out there. So here's what we've got for you for tomorrow. We don't think that Felix is going to get up here to the north because that cold front you saw is keeping things down to our south. Mid-60s tonight, generally low 70s everywhere else. Tomorrow morning, temperatures in the low to mid-70s. Chance of a shower or two, going to be very humid. Rest of the day tomorrow, more humidity. Temperatures mid-80s to the upper 80s, and your boat and beach weather, stay away from the boat and beach, basically. You got small craft advisories and heavy surf advisories for the tri-state area. Northeasterly winds 15 to 25 knots. Water temperature 71 to 77 degrees. So again, we're keeping an eye on it. We think it will stay to our south. We're just not sure, really, because it is almost at a dead standstill right now, and we just have to wait and see.
All right, Al.